Hello, welcome to an F1 2021 league race at Austria, starting in P6 out of 8. And really getting my worst start in ages right here. And just because of the bad reaction time, I guess. So I end up at the back of the pack, but that's not even that bad because I'm relatively safe for incidents and collisions now. Now on to turn 3 we go. And despite the cars going very slowly through here, I cannot find a way to overtake anybody. And initially seemingly fast compared to this Red Bull in front of me.
Okay, DRS is now available.
So in lap 3 pretty close behind this Mercedes who made a mistake somewhere. And the DRS just enabled, so I'm gonna get DRS. But he has a way better exit than me. So won't be able to make a move on to turn 3. Now just one lap later I'm getting a way better exit out of 1. As you can see, I'm right behind him. And I got great overspeed onto him. So I'm gonna take him on his outside. Now braking for turn 3. And the Mercedes apparently very unhappy to let me pass because that was just an awful way of defending. And I don't even know what to say about that, but apparently he lets me back past, which is nice. So lap 7 and I'm now in P3 because of other people pitting. But I'm now gonna pit myself, so let's see in which position I will come out. So I went to the medium tire now, got a brake for this narrow pit exit, even crossed the line there, but I didn't get a warning, so that's great. And I'm now in P5. So I started this race with a lap down on fuel, and into lap 10 I'm 0.7 laps down. And that's because of the pit stop and some lift and coasting I did. So 5 laps later in lap 15 and I'm still down 0.7 laps. And that means that I'll be needing a safety car or I'm gonna have to lift and coast, costing me a lot of lap time. So luckily I decided to not save any fuel yet, because this McLaren has crashed and we now get a safety car. So I immediately went into lean fuel mix. So at first I stayed out of the box. But one lap later I still decided to go into the pits. And the funny thing is I didn't even select a specific tire compound and they just put me on the soft, it turned out. Which is not necessarily ideal with 18 laps to go. Now getting out of the pits I just lose my position to this Alfa Romeo. But I did eventually get into P3. So at the end of the safety car I'm now 0.8 laps up on fuel, so I really didn't need that lean fuel mix hindsight. But anyway, onto the restart, and the leader's looking to be waiting pretty long. He's just gonna wait until the finish line and off we go. And I'm getting a pretty good reaction time. Now the cars in front of me respectively on the hard and medium tire compounds. So this should be very interesting, me being on the soft tire compound. And with everyone having quite some ERS after that safety car, this should be a very interesting phase of the race. Now normally these guys in front of me are very much faster, but because of my softer tire compound I can keep up pretty well. And in the next lap the two cars in front are starting to fight each other. And going into turn 4 you can see my tire advantage really well. I have lots of grip and now right on the leader's tail, but obviously not able to place an overtake.
Strategy is available on the MF.
Now into lap 23 and DRS enabled, but the car in front actually doesn't use its DRS yet. It was very late on the DRS, as you can see. He does open it eventually. And I'm gonna make a move on the inside of turn 3. He does stay ahead though for the time being, but now I'm just right behind him, as you can see. So now moving to the outside of him, trying to brake very late. Now turning in, giving him enough space. And that was a pretty clean move for P2. Now hunting down the leader and coming out of the last turn, he makes a bit of a mistake there, as you can see. And I'm now right onto him. Unfortunately, I wasn't stupid enough to go for the position into turn 1. Because passing in turn 3 is way easier. Now making sure I get a great exit. And then getting a nice toe here because I'm right behind him. Now moving to the outside, he squeezes me a little bit, but already fully past him. And very clean overtake once again, so I'm now leading the race. And then the Williams loses his car.
Nice work, that brings you up a place.
Thank you, Jeff, for telling me.
Okay, clear.
But after this lap we have still 12 laps to go, and that's gonna be a very long stint on these tires. Now lap 26, and it's gotten really cloudy because there was rain forecast at the end of the race. So I still had hopes that we're gonna move to inters. But the rain didn't start until the 35th lap. Now in the 9th lap of these tires actually racing, and the tires are starting to drop off because they're not meant to last this long. And the cars behind me are starting to catch up. And in the next lap, the car behind me is well within a second from me. And it's such a long straight here after turn 1, as you can see. And I'm very vulnerable for DRS. So here he comes up the inside, just like I did to him some laps ago. Now entering turn 3, and a big slide on the exit. And the Alfa Romeo pretty much has me now because he has DRS. Now also this Alpha Tauri got ahead of me, but into turn 4 I turned in really sharp and took back the position. And this is not even a terrible position for me, because as long as I can remain in the DRS window of the car in front, he just pulls me right with him. So I'm not losing out of my position, and I can maybe even get back into the lead, but not on this occasion just yet. Not trying to take too much risk, of course. Now at the end of the lap, I'm getting a great exit onto the main straight. And they're very much able to catch up on the Alfa Romeo. And the car behind me spins around, so it's now between me and the Alfa Romeo. And this time I can't challenge for the lead, so on the outside. Onto turn 3 once again. And pretty difficult on traction. He doesn't use DRS again. Because I don't have it, then he should have it. And onto turn 4, cannot challenge him, and that was really close. And this is some very nice close racing. And another lap later, again very close onto him. Going into turn 1, need a great exit. And now I'm getting a great toe on the turn 3. Brake at about 100 meters. And getting great traction and a perfect exit. And back into the lead. But another lap later he's on to me again. Because he has DRS on me now. And he's gonna go up the inside. Get another track limit warning. So he's really switching back and forth with this DRS. But funnily enough, I only found out now that he has 6 seconds of time penalty. And I don't have time penalties. So I don't have to finish in front of him to win this race. And because this is already my 14th lap on these tires, bringing the car home is very much more important than actually finishing first. And still having a decent pace in sector 3, so I'm still hanging on in this DRS window. And that DRS definitely gains me some useful time. And as you can see, the rain has started, so I'm getting a little bit of a slide here in this combination. So at this point I was really sure that I should not push anymore in this race. So now well out of the DRS window of the car in front, but that doesn't matter as long as I'm in a 6 seconds window. So into the last lap, and this was really the first time I was kind of afraid of a puncture. Because I had been pushing these tires quite a lot. But very slowly through these high downforce turns, because this is where the tire wear is very high, I would imagine. So about 60% tire wear, which is not even that terrible. So into the last 2 turns. Very easily. And winning the race on penalties, which is not exactly how I love it, but whatever. And after that terrible start, I really didn't expect this, so this was one of my best races ever. Really fun, great comeback, and thank you for watching.